Hello, hello, welcome everyone. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to be here with Ashley. So I've met Ashley in the online world, and she is just fabulous. So I'm excited to introduce you guys to her. And we are going to talk all about ways to scale your online business. So, for teacherpreneurs, edupreneurs, everyone who's looking to start and scale on time your online business, ready to make that move to go full time, then this is for you to watch. So, Ashley, I'm here with the expert today. Welcome.
Oh,
Can you
thank you so
introduce
much for
yourself?
having me. Yeah, I'm excited to be here and meet some of the amazing people in your audience. I this morning before I got on, I was trying to remember exactly who connected me to you, and I can't remember now. If you remember and you're watching, thank you for telling me about Natalie. So I'm Ashley DiMercurio, and I started in the edupreneur space, like a lot of people, actually teaching with a popular ESL company at the time, and I was teaching English to kids in China, and it was great because it was a stepping stone for me. It really helped me to see that children were now learning online. Like this was like a thing that was happening, and this was 5 years ago, before COVID and before everybody was doing school online. So back when I started, I had to like convince people that this was possible. um, but yeah, so I started that way. That was a stepping stone. I decided to launch my own business because I didn't love the hours and the pay and working for, within that structure of a company. So I started by researching and finding other people online that were already tutoring and then really learning from them, watching what they were doing, taking their classes, signing up for different communities. And I tried a lot of different things and learned from a lot of different people over the years. And that has really become a thread in my business, and in my business growth, that I've learned that yes, business growth takes time, and sometimes we have to be patient, and it might not always happen as fast as we want, but we can do things to accelerate our growth. And the best way for me has been through connecting and collaborating with other people in this field. I think teachers are so great at collaborating and connecting and doing group projects and helping build each other up. And I just love that about this community. So I've tried to really tap into that with this summit. The summit, this will be my third time running the summit. It's called the Teachers Make Money Online Summit. And it's definitely what I wished was available to me when after, I'd been tutoring for a couple years, and I decided I wanted to increase my income. I wanted to increase my income streams, not have all my income just coming from tutoring. There's only so many hours in a day that we can tutor.
Yes.
And there was just more I needed to learn about running a successful online business. There's a lot of different parts. I didn't go to business school. And I wanted to learn from other people who had done it before me. So I decided I would just launch my own summit. And so the first time I actually had someone ask me, how did you get all these people to speak at your first summit? And I was like, I just asked them. Like I just, would you do this, right? I want to create this space that is for online entrepreneurs to learn how they can take their teaching skills, right? Skills you already have, to either maximize your income, or if you're a stay-at-home mom and you have a teaching background and you're like, oh, I would really like to bring in some extra income, but I don't have to go back to school. Like you have so many great skills already as a teacher that you can apply in the online education space to earn money.
So
Yeah.
many skills, so many skills.
So the summit is 4 days. It's a 4-day summit. We have sort of grouped the presentations into themes. So the first day is all about how to grow and scale your business. So you already have a tutoring business and you want to, maybe it's a side hustle right now, and you're like, oh, I'm just a tutor, right? But you want to really make it a legit business to replace your teaching income. So you can either leave or just, for whatever reason, right? We all have our reasons for needing more income.
Yep.
Um,
Travel.
Travel, right?
All the fun
College
stuff.
fund, whatever.
There you go. Pay
Um,
off debt, all that stuff.
exactly. Yeah. So that first day we have speakers that are going to talk about scaling a tutoring business with independent contractors. I'm going to be speaking on email for online tutors, how to use email really effectively in your business to communicate with your clients about cancellations. And how to use an email list. Why do you need an email list? We're going to have a networking session. I'm just naming a few. And of course, I'm so excited. We're having Megan Hernandez from Tax Savvy come and give the top 5 tax tips for edupreneurs, because every time I've done the summit so far, people are like, tax person.
Yes.
So we have it this year. I'm very excited. So that's the first day. Then we'll have a day all about digital marketing and social media. Friday will be all about building a solid tutoring business. So if you sort of started out as a side hustle, I mean, I know I started with just a few students, and at the time, I didn't even have it wasn't like, I didn't have an LLC. I didn't have like a business brand, really. Like, it was just I thought it was, I'm just going to do this to bring in a little extra money. But then I really saw the potential of it. And we actually, if you don't already know this about me or you haven't followed me before, my husband actually was the primary earner for a really long time. We had 2 young kids and I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was only tutoring just part-time on the side. And he actually ended up losing his job. And that was really the catalyst for me to grow my business. So I was like, well, let's just see, we'll give it 6 weeks. I'll see if I can double my caseload. If I can double my caseload, then that's a good sign. I'll keep going. And I did that. So,
Wow.
so that was definitely like a fire for me, because I knew, it was born out of like necessity, right? I really needed income to support my family. But then, gosh, it just took off after that and has grown into so much more than that. So, okay, I got a little sidetracked.
No, you're fine. And that's like probably not at the time, but like blessing in disguise. Like,
Yeah.
would you even be here doing what you're doing if that didn't happen?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sure that's probably so scary. Oh, I would be like, okay, it's all on me now.
Yes. Yeah. I'm getting goosebumps even now just talking about it, because I still remember the exact moment that he called me. I was like at a preschool conference for my daughter. And yeah, I mean, we had young kids, 2 kids under 6, I think, so it was very scary at the time. Like I said, I still remember that feeling and my heart just dropping, like, oh my God, what? But you're right. It opened this door for me that I don't know if I would have seen before, because I definitely was on a very traditional, like, I taught in the classroom, I left to be a stay-at-home mom, and I was done teaching. And then I did a little bit of teaching on the side, and this was fun, but like, this is my life, So I don't know. You're right. It definitely was a blessing in disguise. And I remember saying, like, wouldn't it be great if I could earn enough as a tutor to retire my husband? And then I didn't actually like retire him, so to speak, but he hasn't gone back to corporate America since I started my business, because now it's grown so much that he helps me run it. And he helps me with the summit, does a lot of video editing. He does his own freelancing on the side now. And so we're able to just, I guess, be like a full-time family, right? That's the word. We're,
so cool.
We're both home all the time. We homeschool, and yeah, so it's been pretty amazing. So Friday, the building a solid tutoring business is where Natalie's going to come in, and she's going to present a little bit on how to stand out as a tutor in the online space with games and technology. So why don't you jump in here, Natalie, and tell us a little bit more about your presentation, and then we can talk about the last day after.
Okay, I'm so excited for my presentation, and thank you for letting me speak. So like you said, how to stand out with games and technology. So I'll be talking about technology sites you can use that are free. Everything that I'm talking about is free. So especially if you're just starting out and want to just jump in, free is the way to go. Try them out.
Yeah.
So sites that you can use right now, so third-party sites, as well as games you can create with sites like Google Slides, Canva. That way you can personalize the games more to your students, personalize them to your classes, make them more fun, like memory games, magic games, picture reveals, clickable, like images that you can click on where all your teaching content's in there. And I really like, there's two different kinds of games I'm going to talk about. Games, ones that you're going to create with like Canva, Google Slides, where you can really tweak, personalize, and teach like your entire lesson with that game. So it's fun, engaging, your students are participating, and they absolutely love your lesson. And by the end of the lesson, you're like, wait, like class is over. That went by so fast. When is the next class?
Right.
And then other sites you can use that are super fun for like end of review. I taught this content. Now let's review with this really fun game at the very end. Very fast pace, and their kids love them just as much. So we're going to cover all of that in my presentation. I'm so excited to share with everyone.
It's going to be so good. I mean, every year I'm like, this is amazing. Look at these speakers. And every year it gets better and better. And I knew when I first found Natalie's page, I was like, oh, I have to get her to be a speaker. She would be so great. You know, we got to get this out there. And then I worked with Natalie on gamification and learning from you all about how to just level up my interactivity in my teaching. And now I'm like even more blown away by you. Of course, I think you're just a tech wizard.
Well, thank you.
So, and you know, I'm sure everybody watching this already loves you because it's on your channel, but I have to I just really feel like you're so just on it with this the games and the technology and how to apply it to what you're teaching. And, you know, one of the biggest things for me was figuring out, okay, you know, I want to teach, I know about these games, I know about Google Slides, but how do I teach phonics with this game? Or how do I, so just thinking of those ideas. And you have so many great ideas and you're just willing to share them. So I love that so much.
Awesome. So come, everyone come learn.
Come to the summit. And this is a paid event. Right now, the summit, we have an early bird pricing right now. It's $79. And once you enroll in the summit, you get access to all of the summit events. So in the past, we've done some different levels where you have to upgrade to get access to the speaker bonuses or upgrade for the live events. We're not doing that this year. We wanted to just simplify it as much as possible. Once you get your ticket, you're in. So each day of the summit, that day's presentations will drop into the summit portal, and then you'll have ongoing access to them after that. And you'll automatically get access to all of the speaker bonuses. There's over $1,000 worth of speaker bonuses. And so if you put the presentations from the 20 plus speakers, plus the speaker bonuses, plus we're having 4 live events, and I'm in the process of scheduling 2 bonus speakers right now that I couldn't fit on the schedule and they want to speak. So all of that is well over $2,000 in value. $79 ticket. This is I just read this yesterday, a necessary luxury, right? Yes, this is not your food on your table necessarily, but you can take what you learn from this summit and accelerate your business. Take what you learn from the summit, grow your income, get a new income stream, maybe that you don't have before, that you don't have already, or you haven't thought of. So I really believe that this summit is just jam-packed with value.
Yep. I wholeheartedly believe that too. I absolutely do. It is going to be fantastic. And just from what I've seen so far from the speaker list, it's yep, I want to watch that one. I want that one. I need that one. They're just going to be gold.
Yes. And some of them are things that might not apply to you right now in your business, especially if you have, you're more in the okay, I have a tutoring business, but I want to grow phase. Maybe you're not ready to take on being an author. On day 4, we have Haley Glenn is speaking on becoming a published author. Maybe you're not there yet. But I said, yeah, right? Because you might decide, don't limit yourself. You might decide in a year's time, I think I am ready to write that children's book. I'm going to go back and watch that presentation from Haley and learn all about how to do that.
Yep.
So it's really designed to grow with you. And even if there were a presentation every day that you thought, well, I'm never going to watch that, you still are going to get your money's worth from the summit overall.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, yes. So Saturday is all about adding additional income streams. I'm going to talk about increasing your visibility as an edupreneur. Like, how can you get involved with bundles and summits and podcasts, and how can you just get your name out there, increase your visibility to start bringing in, becoming an affiliate for different other people's summits or that kind of thing. So talk more about that. And then the becoming an author is that day. Working remotely, we're going to have Kristen Russin, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, Russin from Kristen's classroom come and talk about OutSchool. So that's going to be great if you're interested in OutSchool. I know OutSchool's still there. Some people have said, oh, is it saturated? Is it, done? But people are still there doing their thing, teaching. So
Yep.
so I think it's worth learning about how to build an ESL teaching business. We have this year, our summit is sponsored by Koala, which is amazing. If you're not familiar with Koala yet, you'll get to hear from them. And we have two speakers, specifically Emily and Caitlin, that are going to be talking about how Koala can help you build passive income, how it can help you with gamifying your lessons. And I've sort of taken what I've learned from them and what I've learned from you and combined it in my Koala classroom. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I know you
it's really
Koala,
amazing.
and I've heard really amazing things about it, so I'm excited to watch that one too.
Yes, yeah. So they'll be involved, and we have some just really great speakers this time around. So yeah, I'm excited. Do you have any questions for me, Natalie? Anything you want me to highlight?
So, did we say the dates? When is this happening? I don't know if we said the dates.
Yeah, I don't think I did. That would be helpful. So this is July 19th through the 22nd. Right now is the early bird option. I'm sure Natalie will share a link in the comments or somewhere for everyone who wants to register and get a ticket. And it's July 19th to 22nd, $79 through the 18th. As of the 19th, it will go up to full price, which is $129. Still a great deal.
Yep, absolutely it is. So like 2 weeks.
Yeah, next week.
2 weeks
Wednesday.
away. Next week. It is next week.
Yeah, a week from tomorrow. This month is going by so fast. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to Natalie and she can reach out to me, or you can find me on Instagram at Ashley_DiMercurio. And I do still have my tutoring page as well. That's at Your Reading Tutor. So if you're just interested, I do have these sort of duality, I guess, in my business, which I think is part of the reason that I'm able to help so many other educators is I actually still have a thriving tutoring business, right? I'm still tutoring, but I also now share what I've learned and curate this summit to collect people to share. Because I think sometimes when you're getting started with a new business, it can feel really isolating and you can feel like I'm the only one doing this, or I'm the only one who's had this problem before. And that's just not the case, but you just don't realize it. So another hope for the summit is that you will connect with other educators who are attending, or with the speakers, that the speakers will connect with each other, and that more collaboration will come from it. Because I think so many of us have been there, done that, right? And survived.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. And that brings me back to the comment you made at the very beginning where you said group. Like, as teachers, we're so good at collaborating, and as building a business, I think that's so important too, to collaborate with each other and work together and not be competitive, I guess, if that's the right word. Because you're going to get so much more out of it when you are working together. So get in contact with the people you're going to see in the presentation. Absolutely reach out to them. Work together. Right. That's just how you are going to grow, not by doing it by yourself, but with other people.
Yeah. One day, I think it's on Wednesday, we're going to have one of the presentations is called Network Your Way to Success. So I'm excited to share that with everyone, because I think networking is different now, right? Then we don't necessarily hand out business cards to people when we're out and about, like, what does networking look like in 2023? And, how is it beneficial for you? And I think that's that has been huge for my business, is just really reaching out to people. It just goes back to that. How did you get all those people to speak at your summit? Well, I just asked them, like the right people will be attracted to your space and be excited about what you're doing. And, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, people said no, right? Like I did get no's too. And that's maybe part of the behind the scenes that we forget about, right? Like what you see this summit that I've produced that has these 20, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, yes, it is amazing. But it is so much work. And there are times where people said no to me. People I really wanted to speak said no. And that's just part of it. So thankfully there's so many amazing educators out there to choose from. So
yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Yes. And I think that happens in all parts of our business too, right? Like their clients say no, things don't work out. You might create a course and nobody signs up, and no one's going to necessarily post about that, right? Like, oh, I designed this amazing course and no one enrolled, but those things happen to all of us. I've been there for sure. One summer I had these amazing book clubs, and I don't know what happened, but it was the summer after COVID. I think everyone was just like done with online.
They're online. Like, nope, they needed a break.
Yeah. But yeah, nobody signed up, and I was like, man, these are so good. So all that stuff, it happens to all of us. And I think being involved in the summit, you also get access to a Facebook group that I've opened. In the past, it was just I ran the summit in the Facebook group, but everybody enjoyed connecting in there. They asked for me to just keep the Facebook group open. So I've sort of just been building this community inside this Facebook group as well. And we post things in there like, are you looking for an accountability partner, or do you have a project you're working on and you need a podcast guest, or, whatever it is. We try to provide opportunity for networking and collaboration in there as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's a free,
I'm so
free
excited.
Group, so.
Yep. Oh, yes. Awesome.
Yes.
There's so many opportunities here for you to grow and scale and learn. So
absolutely
come to the Online Teachers Make Money.
I know, it's a mouthful. I should have named it something shorter. I was like, I need a name that just says like, this is what you're going to do. You're going to make money online if you come to this summit. But I'm sure Natalie will share some more information in the description as well.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Thank you
with the
so
link
much.
to join. You are so welcome. I'm glad you could come and share more about your wonderful summit.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ashley. You're awesome. Bye.